Morning. Bit of a spontaneous on the fly mission. I'm not sure about place names particularly on this one as such, because it was literally a get up and go job. Saw a photo yesterday on one of the Facebook groups of a aircraft wreck I've not been to, so when I looked at it or looked into it, turns out there's two up here. It's right on the outer limits of where I can sort of get to sensibly in a normal day hike, including travel, etc. So because I've got till 7 o'clock tonight, I have, to get back anyway, I've got time to drive all this way, do the hike, find the wrecks hopefully, and obviously get back in time. We're just to the west of Marsden, so just parked down there. Can't remember the name. There's a little reservoir there. It's on the Pennine Way. I will be intersecting the Pennine Way shortly, but first we're going over for this this wreck, so a little bit of road walking for 600 meters. Then there's a path off on my left, and I've got to go off piste then over to a Barracuda wreck, hopefully find that. I've got some coordinates and a bit of photo analysis which has done to sort of pin it down a little bit, but the coordinates aren't verified, so we shall hopefully turn that up, and then to make it worth the journey, intersect back around the back of this lot will put me onto the Pennine Way, which I've just left the crossroads for. It's going to take me over Standedge, not Standedge, Standedge, to a trig point up there, carry on across, and there's I think 2 debris pools or 2 sets of coordinates for Mustang, so I'll go and see if I can pick them up on the same route. There should be a reservoir just coming into view on my right, and the footpath kicks off to my left shortly, just after this house I think really. Marsden Moor, Standedge. In fact I probably could have gone over there to bypass the road. I just didn't really look at that as an option, because that weren't the sort of target area. I'm heading up over that way, so I didn't really pay too much attention to that side. So here's the second reservoir, don't know the name of, so I didn't really we've been a sort of spontaneous-ish mission. I'm not really logged in the names, but I guess there's my path on the left there. So across the road, that's the road walking done. So I'm parked at Brun Clough Reservoir, and then that is Red Brook Reservoir, and cracking weather, no wind, so I've got the Avata with me, the drone, so hopefully should be able to get some flight in somewhere. I've got contour, find the right contour over, and basically go off piste over yonder. Yeah, so all this is a new one. I've not covered any of this ground. I say it's right on the outer limits of what I can normally do in the time I have. So I'll make use of it while I've got the option. Across the stream, Marsden Moor, Thieves Clough. I've got to head over that way. And just sort of coming across that path there, I could see this sort of colour change. I thought, well, that's a bit unusual, but they had a fire obviously, which is not good, but it's starting to regrow again. So what the terrain's going to be underfoot, I don't know. I'll find out in a minute. I'm just going down this path while I've got it. I've got to go over that way but there's like a structure here. I think it's an old engine house. There's a big tunnel that goes under this moor, and a couple of vents over there. I think this is like an engine house or something. I think I saw when I briefly looked on the mapping. Closed gate. We have means. So now I've got to go off piste. Well, I'll say there does look to be a bit of a trail here, so that's good. Initially, at least, it'll get me in the right direction to start me off. And it looks like from the wreck, it's on this contour, just inside, off the top basically. So you could see that hill and that old pub or whatever. So I had to do a bit of photo analysis to try and pin it down. Like I said, I looked into it a bit further and I managed to get a set of coordinates. So I went far off. This path, it appears, does go past the wreck. I'm assuming there's a cross there. So I'm guessing that's the target. I'm going to ask my hunting buddies if they've been to this one. I guess the answer is yes. That steel cross with a rose on is their trademark, so they've been to this. The road's literally there, and that engine house is there. All good. Right, so this crashed 29th of July 1945. It's a Barracuda. So fortunately this ATV track goes straight past it, so no bog up in the road. Job's a good one. I say there's that engine house, so literally 400 metres, not even that, from there, and literally at the side of the path, and there's the road. Job done. So that's target one done anyway. And now follow this back down to the engine house and then up, and then where I came in from that left point there, I'll be turning right, so it'll take me over around the back of that hill and intersect the Pennine Way, which then will take me up to Standedge Trig Point. I think I've got an overview from there of the rest of the route really, over to the Mustangs and down to the reservoirs below, which will be, if I do the loop, then that'll be the way back. So again, I should be able to see what I'm looking at when I get up to Trig. Maybe I say, oh, this is new to me, so we shall make it up as we go along. So that bit we've been and come back, and now paved. Looks like this paving's acted as a fire break as well. To my right, fire. To my left, no fire. So that saves some moorland and wildlife. Seat car for me. So that's the reservoir parked to the side of. There's the car park. Now then, I've got a mixture of paths. I'll just check which one I want before I get carried away. I think it's this one, but I better just check. Right, we're on Standedge Trig Point, just coming into view. I say I'm not familiar with this area, but Castleshaw Higher Reservoir, Castleshaw Lower Reservoir. So I'm going up to the Trig, around to the Regs, make my way down there somehow, either down the face or around the path. Take me across that down wall and bring me back along this track here, bit of road, but not that's the main road down there. There's like a side trail, and then that puts me back onto the Pennine Way, drops me back down to the car. I said, oh, Jesus. Turn around, there's 20 folk at Trig. So yeah, we're just walking up now to higher Standedge Trig Point at 447 metres. Marsden Moor Heritage Trail. What we got around here is this hill in front of me. I can just see the war memorial. That's Pots and Pans. So there's a trig point on this face as well, which I've been over to, and over to Pots and Pans. Cracking view on that side of Duffstones, other side. So Alfin Pike is up on this high point on the far hill there. So that's the edge round, what takes you around to Chew Reservoir and around to the Trinicle, etc. That's over the top of that hill. So all that's like Saddleworth Moor. Home Moss TV mast up there, so that's Black Hill. Brings you around here, trail down there comes to Wessenden Head, then down to Wessenden, and brings you around on the Pennine Way, which brings you up here. So that's West Nab, the high point up there, so that plateau, that's where the B17 is. This is Pool Hill in front of me, so I've just been over there down the moor to the Barracuda. Then over there is Emily Moor TV transmitter, the pair, the concrete tower and the lattice tower at the side of it. That's Huddersfield, I guess, down that neck of woods. And then no idea what's over this side. But for the moment, I've just left bag down there a minute, so I'm going to say go around here, just have a cup of tea, go around here, pick up the Mustangs, and then either backtrack or make it a loop. I'm inclined to make it a loop. And say Castleshaw Higher Reservoir, Castleshaw Lower Reservoir. So I'm going now around here and onto Castleshaw Moor, apparently. Go up here over that bit of a cliff face. I think then the path separates, the Pennine Way goes over yonder, and then that curl around to the left. For Sunday it's fairly quiet. I mean, I've just seen a relatively large walking group go that way, but other than them, not too many people for Sunday. It's sunny Sunday at that. Parking wasn't a problem. Fortunately came and the fork in the road. So right is the Pennine Way. Obviously follow it that way, brings you out in Kirkgetham in Scotland. And follow it that way, takes you to Edale. So, but yeah, Pennine Way that way, and I'm going, I think it's Oldham Way, onto Hind Hill. And then over to the Mustang wrecks, which are on this flank somewhere. This new bag's alright, nice and comfortable and everything, and airspace back, so that's good, better than my other Osprey. But it does squeak as you walk in, which is a bit potentially annoying if you, well, you don't always hear it, but once you start hearing it, you kind of don't stop hearing it. That's the sort of path there. What's the Oldham Way? So I've sort of followed that as far as practicable, and now we're off over the moor. So this is Castleshaw Moor. Grass is super dry. So the first debris pool is 400 feet straight ahead of me allegedly for water courses like that. Another water course, sort of sneak up on you in this long grass. Looks like that first set of coordinates were erroneous, and this set of coordinates are accurate. There we go, Mustang. So that's, I had two sets of coordinates for them, one about 125 feet away, erroneous, and then actual here. So I had two sets to say one not and one correct. I've got to break back up the moor to get back to the path, which is going to take me around. I presume it intersects there. I could go that way, but I think there's another clough to negotiate. So I'll head back up in sort of that general direction, hit the path again and stay on the path. It takes me up over that hill and drops me down to these reservoirs here, and then there's a down wall there, so it goes across this down wall I believe, and then it'll follow me around and effectively take me back. So it's not the easiest of terrain. It's all these tussocks, so you just don't know what's under your feet, whether there's a water course there or a hole or whatever. Going uphill as well makes it even more interesting. Still in Tussock Central. That post and colour change will be the path. Well, that's the two targets hit, which is good, and we're now on path all the way back. So I think it should go over the crest of this hill. I think I intersect that path there, off the access land onto the Pennine Bridleway. I think this is called Moorgate Lane. I've got to carry on along here, it goes around the side of this hill. I think I'm looking for a left hand fork, which is called Lowgate Lane, and that drops me straight down to the reservoir wall in between the Castleshaw higher and Castleshaw lower. Here's the junction coming up. So down to the gates, and I take a left, Dowry Reservoir, and then New Year's Bridge Reservoir, the Edith Boone Way. Random steps at the crossroads. So I've just come down there, which is the Pennine Bridleway. So the Pennine Way is up there. Pennine Bridleway goes this way. That's Moor Lane. This is Low Edge Lane. So Castleshaw, the way I'm going. Pennine Way, the way I've come from. Denshaw down there, and Delph up that way. Onto tarmac pretty much when we get through the gate, and we're going to go left and over that down wall. Fairly easy walking from now. Hopefully not too much on the road front, but we'll see what we come across. I think pretty much is. I think from there might be just one last section what drops onto trail again, but it is what it is. All gets me where I'm going. We're on 5.6 miles at the moment, so probably 2 miles left, so 5, 6, 7, Should be just under 8 mile probably by the time we get back. So now I've just got to negotiate this lot back. There's several little trails what sort of run in the ballpark of where I want to go. And just in case I get to each one and make a decision. Right, well that's the footpath. That's also marshland. That's a bit Blair Witch. Got a dull cable tied to a fence there, a dragon here, a pony there. Local moors for local people, this one. Yeah, I'll say there's supposed to be a path what goes up there, but that don't look very friendly, so I've omitted that one. This road goes up and cuts back over there. There's supposed to be a path there going that way, but certainly no signage for it without going into somebody's yard. So I'll omit that, especially having sort of weird things cabled tied to the fence just outside. I'll give that a miss. So, Bleak Hay Nook Lane. This road just carries on up. Oh, this is the Pennine Bridleway again, which just loops around and joins on. I'll take this. Keeps me off the road, which is always a bonus. Hopefully they don't decide to push through the wall. Yeah, certainly a steeper route to get up to that section. I mean, this has gone steep and then levelled off, whereas that up had gone up the road. Obviously it's just been incline, incline, incline. And I'm on this bit of a bridleway. So it cuts around here, intersects a road just off there, and then there's a trail goes off the apex, which I presume is probably up that tree line. Right, here's the road. As I say, I could have carried on just up the road rather than over this bridleway bit, but I prefer trail to road walking if I can possibly take it. Ooh. When I crest the top, I should be able to see the reservoir and the car park that I'm at. I'll just come up there. That's the Pennine Way. So I'm back on the Pennine Bridleway, or still on the Pennine Bridleway. That's Brun Clough Reservoir, and seat car from here. 7.6 miles, 4 hours, 3 minutes.